What's up with the YouTube? A lot of my viewers been wanting more stories in which I tried to get away from. But as we approach June, I'll give you a couple stories. Welcome to another episode of KM Videos, True Stories. Welcome to another episode of KM Videos, True Stories.
I give a ball, you know what I'm saying? Rolling down the street in my city car. Oh, I hit front, back, side to side.
From my low, my dog, the pimp, the hog.
Check it out.
Khakis low, sweatshirt and low soul.
That was it. I never stopped banging. I started banging hard, then I got so hard till it was a shame.
Welcome to another episode of KM Videos, True Stories. Today's story takes place at the end of 2005 in LA, in the hood, and it involves an older dude named Will Nesby. Rest in peace. Will was an older dude, light skin, good hair, always dressed fresh. He used to have stories about the Brumley twins, the OG West Sides that grew up on my block, and the infamous Stanley Tookie Williams. I never put a whole lot of stock into his stories because he was out of my age range, and he lived south of Slauson on 58th Street. I tell you that just to let you know, Will was in the loop with this Crip shit. And you could say blood shit too. So, Will used to have these guys come by his house all the time after he came up with this elaborate scheme to burn down his mom's house after his mom passed. So he went and bought all these leather jackets, this jewelry, computers, took pictures and got receipts. But that ain't the stuff he burnt up. And so he got a bunch of money for this insurance. When the insurance broke him off, he got a bunch of money. And Will was a closet smoker. A lot of people didn't know he was smoking. But Will always went to work. Always kept him a cool car. He had the house by himself, and, he didn't need for anything after he burnt the house down. So Will used to buy dubs from me, 40s from me. And Will didn't smoke a whole lot, so 20 was cool for the day, but if he was hanging out with his partners or had a female over, he might get a 40. And so we had sold our house on Eileen that year. And so now I'm coming back and forth from LA and Vegas, and I need a place to stay. So I had two places I was staying. I would stay at Will's house, the fresh, new spot after he fixed it up. And I would stay up in Windsor Hills. I've told a lot of stories about living up in Windsor Hills. So I got the magazine, All Hood Publications, and I'm going to give a launch party for the first issue in August 2005. And I make some flyers. So I go to my homeboy and homegirl's house. They're like a second family to me, like my close homies. Kim, Mark, Tom. I'm not going to say their last name, which is very popular. If you know, you know. If you don't, just know that they my close friends, like family. They come to all our stuff, and I go to all their stuff if they invite me or I invite them. And so I go to pass out flyers. I want Kim to come help me set up for the launch party. Music with Mark 7 and barbecue and stuff like that. So Kim is helping me out. She's helping to decorate and just to have a woman's presence there and somebody to know how to put on a function. But when I go to Kim's house to take the flyers, my homeboys are there and they got some homegirls there, and there's this one particular chick that was like looking at me, but I'm not peeping her. I'm trying to get the hell up out of there. So, boom, I leave. Homegirl Kim calls me and say, hey, old girl was like, you cute. And she wanted to holler at you. I'm like, oh, is that right? All right. I don't say anything. So I go back to Will's house. Oh, matter of fact, they asked me where I was staying at, and I said Will's house. So I go back to Will's house, and man, about 15 minutes later, old girl with her chocolate self, her dark, beautiful hair, pulls up. And she comes in. You know, Will knew her. Will knew her real well, and Will lets her in. And Will got this back room, this like dining room. He got the surround sound, the big screen TV, you know, the music. And he got these 2 long couches, a corner couch, but it's real long and comfortable. You can kick your feet up and stuff like that. He got little tables in there. And he got the little armrest that you put your drinks in and all that stuff. So it's real comfortable, soothing spot. And she comes back there. So I peep. She already knows how the house is and everything. She knows Will. I didn't know they knew each other, nothing like that. They called him Uncle Will. I called him Trick Willie. Because he used to fall in love with all these girls that wasn't anything but strawberries to guys that actually was in the small time dope gang. Or, you know what I'm saying? She got on this little dress that comes down a little below her knees. And she sits down in front of me and she's twisted all to the side and she kind of lifts up her dress and it looks intentional to me. And I'm like, oh, damn, all right. So somehow her and Will get to going back and forth on some jokes and he says something about her panties or her dress. And she say, you know me, I don't wear no panties. I'm like, what? I'm like, let me see. And she lifts her dress up and I'm like, damn. So now I'm turned on. And we get to talking and shit. And I'm like, okay, I know she feeling me and she's showing all that. And so I'm like, you know, why don't you spend the night? And she like, I need to go home first, take a shower, take care of my son, and I'll be back. I don't believe her. But she does. She goes home, she calls me, and she says, you know, I had a boyfriend that used to stay over there, and that's how I know Will. I'm like, oh, all right. Man, what that got to do with me? I don't care about that. He's not your boyfriend no more. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? And you feeling me? And this just going to be a one-night thing. Maybe 2 nights if it's good. And so she comes back. And we kick it like a mug. We do our thing and go to sleep. Will had 2 bedrooms. No, he had 3 bedrooms. He had 3 bedrooms. He had the master bedroom, and then he had 2 small bedrooms. And so we go to sleep. And we, after we do our thing, and about 7 o'clock in the morning, like normally, I'm gonna get up about 8 o'clock, and I'm going on about my business. You feel me? So about 7 o'clock, boom, 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 boom. Like, damn, sound like the police. And, I got a sack and everything. And I'm like, shit. Boom, 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 boom. Will like, man, who was that at my door? Shit, I don't know. It's probably the police. So Will goes to the door all mad and shit. But Will got his little burner in his hand. He got like a 38. I believe it was 38. And, I'm asshole naked. Old girl's asshole naked. And dude is like, yeah, man, you fucking my bitch. And Will like, nah, man, nah, come on, man, nah. So you could hear Will goes outside, shuts the door. And they argue. It's a serious argument. He's accusing Will of messing with his ex.
Can't love these bitches, blood Blood, these bitches ain't true. So, woo. That's on Paru. Can't love these bitches. Blood, these bitches ain't true. That's on Paru.
And so Will was telling him like, nah, but Will ain't telling that she's with me or that it's a dude over. He's just trying to explain nah. So Will say, man, that ain't your bitch no more. Will's telling him in a player way like, she done moved on me. Because Will had love for me. He let me stay there. He getting his dope from me. And we going out with the homies at nighttime. We getting in the squabbles with dudes. We got all kind of stuff going on to where we have a real camaraderie. And I believe Wimp and Hound from B&G are two of the dudes that used to be over there all the time. Mind you, this is in our hood, and right down the street on the next block, that's where the homies hang out. That's where the homies is always on deck from shit before I was banging to current at the time, right? So really they out of line, but a lot of the homies is cool with them. They know them from growing up and knowing that, you know, they slide through and ain't no issues. But this dude is part of their crew. This dude knows and runs with them. So he was very familiar with the house and his girl and, you know, what car should be there, her car, all that stuff. So the argument's getting real heated. And I'm just laying there like, fuck. So old girl feels like it's necessary for her to get up and go explain her position. She said, I'll be back. I'm like, you be back? Shit, where you going? I need to hide behind you so when the bullets start flying, you get hit for what you pulled off. And so now the door opens and the argument is loud again and the argument's coming closer and closer toward me. I'm like, man, fuck. I'm trying to throw on my pants and I don't even put my shoes on good. Definitely didn't tie my strings. I had to pause and hesitate so I don't disrespect a cool, reputable set, right? So I ain't never seen his windows open. I'm looking and I see like the new paint kind of on the windows and shit. And I try to pull the window open, don't want to open. Pull the window, don't want to open. Fuck this. I hit around the window, pull that mug off. I jumped out the window. I straight jumped out the window. Pants ain't even on good. And I run through his backyard, between houses, into the alley. I run out the alley, shoot up Alviso, and I shoot all the way up to Windsor Hills to the other spot I was staying at. And at that spot, I had bought an AK-47 from a smoker named Eben. Eben, rest in peace. And it got the double bullets and everything, man. And got one in there already. And I take that sucker. I done walk all the way down the hill, back down Alviso, cross Slauson, and I come down the street. It's quiet as hell. Ain't nobody there. I go to Will's house, and Will like, man, where you go? Why you run? Nigga, I wasn't about to get shot up in there over old girl. I just met her. I don't know her. I don't know dude. Who is dude? He like, oh man, he cool, but he's pussy whipped. He in love with the girl, and he can't stand the fact that somebody done knocked him. And I'm like, all right, well shit, where he at now? He like, oh nah, man, ain't gonna be none of that. Like I wouldn't let him get at you. You can't get at them. I'm like, well, I'm cool. But I had to go get the chopper because of my ego. My ego saying, nigga, you done ran. That's basically like you done got punked. And it's at least 3 or 4 people that know about this incident. So I was actually putting mine on the line just based on my ego, man. Being insulted. You know what I'm saying? Being less than. Being a mark, a buster. And I didn't want that stigma. So I was ready to go all the way. Didn't matter who I had to bust on, who was there. Didn't matter if they called backup or what. But they was all gone. And so Will kind of clowned me a little bit for a couple days and shit. And I wasn't really tripping at that point because I know we'll know. Nigga, I came back ready. Like, nigga, I didn't just leave and let it be. Nigga, I came back, nigga. And so that was the end of that story. But that's what happens in LA with this gangbang shit, man. You don't know what these girls' background is. You don't know that these girls are crossing lines. She had a baby by a dude from 60s already, in which I hadn't known. And then your boyfriend is a Damu. And you over here in the 60s, and it's me. You can get caught up like that, man. So back in the days, you really had to be careful who you was messing with. It didn't matter if you was crossing enemy lines or in your own turf. So that was a close call. And that's my story for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it or at least get a message out of it. You know, you got to get to know a woman first before you sleep with her. You got to know some background on a broad before you lay down with her. But that's going to do it for today. Be sure to click the like button. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. I'm out of here, y'all. Peace. I'm out of here, y'all. Y'all take it easy.
This is Los Angeles. Make sure that's